Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Throwback Thursday. I am your host, Drac. We're back playing another game of God Eater Resurrection. And woo, woo. You'll have to excuse me, because right now, I'm angry. I am very angry. Because excuse me, just got through watching a video earlier this morning because it's about the in the afternoon as I'm recording this. I watched a video where there were three very shall we say not godly women.
Unlike the world has ever seen before. Blindfold bullets.
Don't panic. Plenty left in the tank.
And they were talking about, it was the street interviews. The titillating street interviews where they... And I could tell you how they do those street interviews too. How they make those shorts. They go out, they pick a spot on a popular day, and they interview thousands, and they interview... To get the 3 interviews I saw, they must have at least had to have interviewed 30 people.
Beasts will be beasts.
Because that's normally how it does. And that is out of the people they probably interviewed, too. Out of the people they asked questions towards. Think about it this way. You go to a place wanting to ask a few questions. And these are questions meant to get a rise out of people, so to say. These are questions meant to trigger people, meant to break couples up.
I will grow strong. Hold fast, Oracle.
If... Pretty much rage-baiting questions. Now, you have to think about it this way. Out of the hundreds of people, and, you know, they probably set it up to where they would go all day just asking people to see if they could answer a few questions.
Ready to go home. I got this.
So they wait. Oh, that's how you unlock the Masked Ogre. How nice. And you don't get him until late. Way late. Well, now the Masked Ogre is now officially available for missions, whereas before I used to use him when I was farming in the early game, early to mid-game. So anyway, the way they do these street interviews, these titular questions, is they go to a spot, they pick a spot, and they're probably there all day. Now, to get those particular shorts I saw, they had to have asked over 300 people if they would like to answer a few questions. And then they have to find people willing to talk to them, which is probably 30 people. And to get the 3 videos I saw, they would have had to have asked 30 people or more these questions. Now, that's just the way the cookie crumbles when it comes to approaching people in public. The questions were, what's the worst thing you've done in bed? And now I'm not going to give all the answers, but it got me thinking, what's the worst thing you've done in bed? Like the most, like what was it, extreme or something? I forgot how the question was worded. And was it, oh, well, now I'm thinking, was it 3 shorts or was it just 2? Because if it was 3 shorts, then one of them must not have been as bad that I can remember. However, huh? Was that the end? So that's how you get a Cronus crown. You have to fight this special Deus Pita. By yourself. Well, everybody, I didn't mean for this to be my last episode of God Eater Resurrection, and it might not be, depending on what happens in the future. However, I do want to sit here a little bit and continue my train of thought. So there were 2 questions. What's the worst thing you've done in bed? Also known as, the most extreme. And the other question was, excuse me, would you cheat on your partner for $1,000? Now, both women answered horribly. The woman who answered the cheating question thought it was just for $100. I'm like, I've got a drive on me. I'll at least admit that much. I've got a drive on me. Even though I'm a little older,
position and ready to rock.
I've still got a drive on me. But even then, like, it's been ingrained in me that you do not cheat on your partner, especially not with a random stranger, and certainly not for $100. But that's not the worst one. That wasn't the worst answer. The worst answer was from the worst thing the other person's done in bed. However, I say all that to say this. A lot of people are gonna see a video like that, these 2 shorts, and think all women are like that. When in reality, that's not the case. What I've said before is they probably had to ask 300 people if they would talk with them, and then have 30 people actually willing to talk with them who answered the questions. Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's probably like way more that didn't even talk with them or fit their interview criteria. And it's probably going to take me a little longer than usual to get past this because I'm just focusing on evading and talking, which is, yeah, it's fine.
Gina, your vital signs are deep in the red.
Because I'm talking. I really want this episode to be a discussion.
Don't panic.
Ow. How dare you fart on me? So, what I'm saying is, that's 2 or 3 women. 2 or 3 women out of 300 couples out of 30 that actually answered questions. And there may have been even a couple that
Hardly a meal at all.
didn't even answer the question. They were like, okay, let me ask you this question. And then they were like, and then the couples who were smart were actually like,
Plenty left.
okay, I'm with him now. I don't need to answer this question. Goodbye.
First time is running low.
And that's commendable. And that's what you have to see when you look at these videos. These videos are just showcasing the worst possible outcome that they got in order to get clicks. Because that's the internet. That's the internet for you. Used to sex sell let's just say attractiveness. And hopefully I got that word past any censors. Let's just say attractiveness used to sell. But now, thanks to the news being sensationalism, which it is, everything is sensationalism, but not everything
Plenty
is...
left in the tank.
Excuse me, let me deal with this for a bit. Let me at least break one bond before I get to talking again. And it is taking forever. That's okay.
It's into passage. Move to support. The Origami's been inflicted with poison.
Drink the poison and fall.
That monster is trying to break off from combat. What's gotten into it?
So,
I'm sorry to drag you out here. Forgive me.
I blame the sensationalism in the mainstream news. Doing pretty much everything they can because it does sell, and that goes with our instinct. Instinctually, sensationalism sells because it's protective. And that's the strongest instinct we have, is the instinct of self-preservation. Because we gotta stay alive, we gotta reproduce. And that's the other reason for the sensationalism. Reproduction. Which is why relationship drama sells so much. Because it's hitting those two aspects of the human psyche at once. It's hitting both the need to reproduce and the need for self-preservation. Essentially, I'm attempting to debunk the red pill in my own way, or the red or the black pill in my own way right now. So that's how I'm probably going to title this video, if you guys can follow along. Debunking the black pill.
Should have been quick. Hardly a meal at all.
There we go. Broke a bond. Broke two.
Hardly a meal at all.
I really hope I get a Crypt. Ooh, 3 bonds, let's go. But yeah, you have to realize what you see as sensationalism on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and elsewhere on YouTube, on YouTube, and even on cable television. You have to realize exactly how many instances there are before you get something like that. Essentially what I'm saying is, this is a really long-winded way of saying not everybody is like that. But how do you know if you're on the platform formerly known as Twitter all the time, if you're always in the house, if you're always listening to music on your phone, in your headphones when you're out and about, if you're always
You know what?
on,
I'm gonna be a little proud of me on
if you're,
this one,
again,
because
yeah,
you pretty
like if
damn
you're
well.
always on the internet,
I
I'm
mean,
repeating
well,
myself with
just-
that one, but
wow.
it needs to be repeated for some people, for a lot of people. What I would say is I would just pick a random street. Well, maybe not a random street. There are some bad places out there. Prepare. Like, I have a downtown street in my area that I could go to, that I could just walk up and down once a week. You know, bump into people, say hello. You know, maybe lose a wallet to a mugger. Or a pickpocket. Excuse me, not a mugger, a pickpocket, because that's... Although, given the area that I live in, it would most likely be a mugger. Rather than a pickpocket, because criminals are stupid.
Just allow me to erase.
But just
that.
go out. Pick a nice street, just once a week. Go out. Say hello to somebody. Shake some hands. You might even level up your career that way. Who knows? You might find somebody actually willing to work you a decent, give you a decent working wage for... Aw, really? Darn. Nope, no generic cores that time, sadly. Who knows, you might find somebody actually willing to work you for the degree you've got. And pay you a decently livable wage for it. All that just to say this. Remember, when you see something that enrages you on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, on Discord, on Blue Sky, on Tumblr, on Reddit, anywhere you frequent, if you see something that enrages you, that makes you feel like the world is coming to an end and there's nothing we can do about it, just remember, that is one thing. That is one single thing. Someone posted out of millions and billions of people. It is not what you need to base your worldview on. And even when I was going door-to-door sales, even when I was doing door-to-door sales, I had that in my head. I was like, oh, this is going to be the worst possible outcome. They're going to tell me to get lost. I'm going to... No. I knocked on hundreds and hundreds of houses in the 1 month that I was doing door-to-door sales. And in that 1 month, 5 days a week, well, we had to do weekends every other day, so more than 5 days a week, I got to talk to some pretty interesting people. Did they have their own problems going on? Yes. Was I trying to sell a solution to a problem that they currently have and might actually and will get worse in the future? Yes. I absolutely was. But... And some people were angry. Some people didn't take it out on me. The worst interaction I had from talking with hundreds and hundreds of people. Sorry, there should just be 100s there. The only bad interaction I had from talking with over 100 people in that 1 month was someone called me racist. That's it. Just one person. And it wasn't even their fault. I knocked on their door at a bad time. They had a decently sized house. They worked from home. They had to wrangle a fairly large dog to come and talk to me. There were factors outside of my control that led to them calling me racist. Am I racist? No. But you have to think. The world isn't in that one post. The world isn't in that one particular interaction. There's more positive than negative in the world. You just have to change your mindset to see it. I thank you all for joining me on the last episode, parentheses, for now, of God Eater Resurrection. I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday or Friday or weekday. Maybe you're seeing this whenever the algorithm delivered it to you. Thank you all for joining me. As always, stay safe, have fun, and remember, a positive mindset is only a few moments away. Oh, one more thing. Play your way.